What's going on, y'all? This is Greg. Greg said it. Back with inspiration, motivation. Lord knows we need a lot of inspiration, a whole lot of motivation these days. Y'all, the years are already over, season over, Colorado over, Cleveland over. I did my live earlier today. We talked about Colorado and just almost like a semi-event session on like, what's going on with Colorado? You know, like so many errors and so many weaknesses, and really it's hard to be hopeful on how this thing gonna turn out after this season in the portal. It may not go as hoped for because you're gonna need so many pieces out of there. And it's possible you can lose some pieces you didn't need to lose because you're trying to build. It can get really interesting. I can just tell by the energy and the tone of everything that it can go far left. I hate to be negative or whatever you want to call it, but I mean, it's just reality. It's a lot of things. I talked about it was leaked out, how the Hood brothers left, and just a lot of undertones of certain things. And it's hard to build on certain infrastructure, really. I think DJ McKinnon can be gone. I just saw that Love's going to Port. He didn't play that much this year. He's a backup safety, young guy. And I could just see a lot of people leaving on top of the people already leaving. I just don't see the portal being efficient, especially if you lose some key pieces. And that's just not the most positive thing. And also after watching Cleveland game, it wasn't what I thought. Cleveland defense played very well. It reminded me how Colorado played. They held off. And then just some weird stuff happened. A punt return, got a score. You know, you turn around, fumble on fourth down. It was fourth down anyway. Guy, like he's scared to get up on the center. Fumble the ball. That led to the score, right? You watch the guy turn around and drop the punt, which led to a touchdown. You know, the guy caught the ball like inside the 10 or whatever on the kickoff. But like, what are you doing? They ain't a receiver. You go and do some silly crap. You go let the ball go out of bounds and get the penalty. You go and bail them out. And I just watched. They did everything they could to lose that game. Every time the defense made a stop, they give it right back. It reminded me so much of how Colorado's played. And it's like if your defense not doing it, your special teams doing it. Now, the offense was moving the ball decent. And that's a whole nother conversation. But it just comes to tell you, when you got a losing spirit, man, it's like you do everything to lose. I don't know, we call it the hoobie-doobie or whatever it is. When you got a losing spirit, people find a way to lose. It's like, darn. Even when good things going good for you, you find a way to do something bad. Boy, you don't want to pray. You better find something. You better figure that thing out, because it shows, man. People who lose, they know how to lose. I watch college, I watch pros. It don't matter who I watch. No matter how much in the game, they say, oh, this team was in so many close games. Like when we watch Auburn. I've seen so many teams who they're supposed to win, but could have won. And they always find a way to lose. No matter how tight the game is, at some point, they're going to do something to blow the game. And it's like, well, what can you say? You can't help but to lose. You can't help but to lose when you don't supposed to, lose when you're supposed to. You can't catch a break. That's what you see with losing teams. Here we are, hoping and wishing. Shedeur win. Hope Shedeur get in there. And it goes back to my other point. The play calling is so scary and so conservative. It's not designed to put up no big points. It's designed to not lose. It's designed to hope the other team make a mistake. It's designed to put all the pressure on the defense. It's not designed to put the ball in the end zone. It's designed to get first downs. It's designed to not get fourth downs. It's a very defensive way. Their offense plays like defense. They got two defensive teams on the field in Cleveland. Because it don't matter who they at quarterback, they find a way to handicap them. I mean, from the route concepts to just, okay, you run the ball. But when it's time to push the ball downfield, it's like the receiver's not used to it. Everybody's not used to it. And you bring Shedeur, he can take it downfield, but you don't want to let the cuffs off of him, even when you're down. Or when you got the game on the line, you don't want to pull off. You just conservative. It's 10-8. You just playing conservative. You're too doggone conservative. Because that loser in you the winning is aggressive. Like the other team was going to go for the fourth down and they get the fourth down. The difference between them and you're a loser. So you go for 4th down, everything break down. Because everything in you ain't really trying to win. And that spirit is there. There's no things going your way or what you would call luck. It's none of that. And it shows from how you move, your energy, your spirit, and the attitudes around you. That's why the game is hang around, and you like, I ain't finna take it. You wait for the other team to take it. That's Colorado all year. Every game they could have pulled away. All them games they lost, they could have pulled away at some point. Every last one of them. They were playing them close. You go from this past game all the way up to the first one. And every game, they had a chance to pull away. They had a chance to pull away from Georgia Tech. They had a chance to pull away from TCU, BYU. They had a chance to pull away from Arizona State. They was always there. It was always a point in the game where they could have scored and had the lead. Late in the game. Not in the first quarter. Late in the game. Third quarter, even fourth. But they just wait around until something dumb happened. Then they go feel sorry for themselves. They lay around till the other team scored, and then they end up scoring 2, and then they end up beating you by 2, 3 touchdowns in the last 6 minutes of the game or something. But you up on them, you up on them. At any given time, you have so many chances, and you just content with punting. You content with field goals or getting a field goal blocked until some punt return happened or some touchdown or some fumble, something happened where they finally get ahead. They take advantage because you didn't take advantage of your turnovers. Colorado had many games where they had multiple turnovers, even with their garbage defense, and they never executed on it from the first game to the end. And that's what Cleveland did. Cleveland had opportunity after opportunity to take that game. It stayed 10-8 for the longest. And then next you know, you end up 26-8 because you refuse to score. That don't mean the other team is. They giving you time. But all your coach want to do is hand the ball off, get a few yards. We get it. We get you want to mix it up. We get you want to, you don't trust your quarterback, clearly. He's a rookie. We get that. But are you trying to win or are you just going to play scared? See, that's one thing both of them teams had in common with me. When Salter was in, it was like, they ain't taking no shots down the field. They just... You know, you go in first quarter, second quarter, you only scoring 7 points in college. You ain't got that kind of defense. They fighting their butt off. The game's 14-7 going to halftime, 7-10. They don't did what they capable of. They barely can tackle. You should be glad they did that. They hung around long enough for you to have a chance to at least take some pressure off yourself, put pressure on the other team for once. But your defense keep having to bail you out because you refuse to score. You just content with getting 3 and outs. Like you think this going to go on forever. Like your defense going to play like that forever. Like somebody ain't going to make a mistake and fumble the ball or throw an interception and get good field position. You playing this game as if it's going to keep going that way. And ain't that like life? Oh, here we go. It's motivation now. It's like sometimes in life you got it going on. And you ain't making no real decisions. You ain't making no investments. You got extra money in your bank account. Your job is secure. And you going on vacation. You enjoying. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna sleep and not plan. You ain't got no nest egg from, for real. And you're not really preparing for your future or your kids' future. And it ain't even just talking about financial. There's in so many ways you can get ahead. But you use when you doing good, you comfortable. And then you wait until you get uncomfortable to have to do something. It remind me of Robert Kiyosaki book, Cash Flow Quadrant. He talked about, the urgent, non-urgent, important, non-urgent, got these squares, right? And they interact. And a lot of people would rather do non-urgent, non-important stuff all day. That's just waste time. They love that. And sometimes people would do urgent stuff that's not important because it's stuff sneak up on you. It just sneak up on you and, oh, it's urgent. I got to deal with it. And it's like, a lot of times people don't want to do nothing until they absolutely have to. And the problem is when you have to, it's in a bad time. And it's a time when you got to do it. You're back against the wall. You don't have that much time. You don't have resources. Like somebody be like, oh, I was ready to move 2 years ago. I had 40,000 saved up, but now I don't spend it. It's like, boy, you got windows in life. Sometimes it's a time frame where you gotta move. That's your best time. And if you miss that window, it's gonna be hard to move in another time when you think you're ready to move because that window was there. The timing and opportunity, it all lined up. And you have to be ready. And sometimes when you get real passive aggressive and nonchalant, it forces you to not even see the windows. You miss the windows because you're too comfortable. And you know where you're ready to move because your feet up. And then you want to get all energetic when everything get, that's not conducive. It's stressful. And it's kind of productive because if the window ain't there, it ain't there. You ain't finna force nothing. Now you trying to force something. And that's what happened on the football field. It's like, now you got to throw the ball. You're down by 2 touchdowns, and now they can pin their ears back, or they can, drop the safeties back. You could have snuck them while you was hand the ball, 9 times in a row, hand the ball, and you running the clock out, they running the clock out. And basically, it's going to be a situation where you might end up running out of clock because they're going to be the last one to score before the clock. You're not aggressive enough. At some point, you got to be aggressive when you don't have to be aggressive. You can't always be aggressive when you have to be aggressive because you're predictable and the opportunity is not there. A lot of losers when you lose a lot. A lot of times we look at financial, you look at relational, you can look at anything where it requires an investment. You lose because when it was good, you ain't putting that into it. You ain't putting nothing into it. You just let it go along, drain the account, drain it. You ain't putting nothing into it. You just deplete it. And then when you need it, it ain't there. It's no longer there. That's not good. And that's not good on the football field. That's not good at life. And I don't want this whole losing stuff to rub off on me. I don't want to lose that mentality. I'm ready to get back to my personal growth and development, because it's like the mentality is horrible. When you get that losing mentality in you, it just perpetuates through your whole life. And one thing about momentum, like sports and like anything, when it's on, it's on. And when negative is on, it is on. And so if both of the extremes, you have momentum. Momentum when it's good, everything going good. When it's bad, everything going bad. And either way, it's hard to change the momentum. When a team got it going on, it's like everything they do is right. You can't stop it. And when the team got everything going bad, everything they do is bad. They can't catch a break. They throwing interceptions, they fumbling, people jumping outside. It's like when it rains, it pours, well, it go both ways. So you better go to point it when things going good. Because doggone it, you going uphill, sandhill when it's going bad. That's what Colorado is. That's what concerns me about their recruiting and this situation. It's like, yeah, you can do this, you can talk, but boy, you going up the wrong side of the mountain now. Even when you had, the first time you had positivity, hope, you got to do it going up the hill with negativity and a losing season that you had, not the other coach. And you ain't coming out of Celebration Bowl. You ain't coming off a winning thing. You coming off of losing, and you got to build. It's hard to build that way. It's going to be interesting. And I wanted to be hopeful with Cleveland. And, they do well, and they know who to pick. But, boy, I don't even know if when he went for that 4th and 1 and put the doggone tight end at quarterback, like, they could have did something different. Like, because he didn't know what he was doing. He didn't even want to get it. He was scared to get up on the center, backing away from the center and fumble the ball. But the thing is, the coach was going to be conservative. His butt should have punted right there and kept it in the defensive game. Because every time they gave them boys that ball in the red zone, for the most part, sometimes the defense stopped them. They scored. That's all their scores came from. Mistakes Cleveland made. They banked on you to make mistakes. The punt return, the fumble, the bag, the kickoff, the punt return fumble on your end when you fumbled. And it's like, that's how the game momentum changed. That's how all the scores really happen. It put the offense, who barely can move the ball, who coach is too conservative and don't really trust. Now, and it's cold and it's wet and windy. It's like, it's not conducive for you to run and do something you ain't did all year or all game. Just, we're finna go and put up 14 points real quick. Not happening. Not with the clock against you, not with everything against you. It's hard then. Now you gotta do it. The mentality gotta change all the way around. The mentality gotta change. Winner attitudes are different from loser attitudes. That's why they win, even when it's tight. You notice the winning teams, they can go play a bad game and still win. They can almost lose and still win. Whether a losing team can play a great game and be in the game they don't seem supposed to be in and still find a way to lose. But doggone, think about that, y'all. Think how deep that is. I ain't making this stuff up. I've been doing this a long time. I play a lot of ball, different type of ball. I'm telling you, it's something to it. It's in the head, it's in the spirit, it's in the air. And you better deal with all of them. that doggone losing thing will perpetuate, and you just be a losing program. If people ain't losing year after year by mistake, and people ain't winning year after year by mistake, it's all in the airs and the coaches and the water. It's in everything. That's why I say it's embedded in everything we do. How we do everything, it's embedded in it, because that's the difference between how you respond, how your whole team, how the whole energy respond when things get tough. Because that's just how we do things. We find a way to lose or we find a way to win. What side are you going to be on? I'm just Greg said, and make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll be talking to y'all soon.